Hey, it's Anthony here with Land Title. I was going to bring you the Superior October numbers. So, what's going on in Superior this month? Average sales prices continue to fall from about April to current. You can kind of see the trajectory, but we're actually a little bit below where we were this time last year. Now, Superior absolutely has a very different situation than most cities because of the Marshall fires. So, structure and all kinds of things have changed in Superior. The whole county is not falling to the point where it's worth less than where we were last year. So take this with a grain of salt. The median's down 5.5%, but as you can see, it's been bouncing around quite a bit, and a lot of that is due to everything that's happening around here. If you look at the condo townhouse prices, you can see that we're right in line with last year. The median's actually up about 8.4%. So that is a little bit more indicative of what the market is really feeling and experiencing. But this is always your backup, right? So if you look at price per square foot, you can see we're at about $300 a square foot, 9% above last year. You can see we're kind of in line with our fall numbers from last year. So it should be apples to apples, kind of where we were a year ago. Now, the condo market has been booming this year. We've been talking about it every month, but it still remains pretty high, even though it is starting to slip a little bit. Here we are at 10% above this time last year. Now, this is the part that I think is the most important to look at. We are talking about a total units on the market of 55 right now. You can see the blue line, that's 2022. We're 50% above where we were a year ago. But a year ago, we had really, really low inventory, right? So what's actually happening is we have plenty of homes coming to market. We're not even really to those 2018 numbers, right? Where we could be a lot lower. That was kind of a rising inventory market into 2019. But here we are really similar to 2019, where we had some elevated inventory levels. This is the fastest change in inventory that we've seen in a very long time. So 20 new listings came to market last month. That's always really good. We're right in line with where we were a year ago. The only problem is they're not going under contract that fast. We had 13 go under contract. We're starting to see those under contract numbers be kind of in line with where we were in 2018. So pre-COVID, pre-2019, where we had that escalated inventory level where interest rates were a little bit higher. So we're kind of following some historical norms here, but that's creating some problems in the Superior marketplace for sellers because 3.1 months of inventory, we're getting closer to a balanced market like we were in 2019. Expect that we're in a traditional seasonal fall, so it's going to slow down just a little bit through the end of the year, but then inventory will pick right back up in the springtime. So if you want to sell in Superior, it is very important to look to this market and try to time it when there's going to be the most ample buyers. So you really want to look into that January, February timeframe before there's a surge of inventory that comes back on the market and makes it even more difficult to sell. Now, the average days in the MLS bounces around a little bit in Superior just because there's not a ton of sales here, but in a traditional market, we see the highest times being in January, trending down all the way through May or June, and then trending back up towards the end of the year. And we're seeing that happen again this year. So now we're finally starting to see some traditional fall seasonality in the market. The only thing is it's taking 43 days in the MLS to go under contract, which is a lot higher than we would have expected before. And that's really where you're feeling the shift in the market. The average buyer and seller was only taking 15 days last year at this time. So that shift of about a month is really, really noticeable. Now, that being said, Superior is also taking longer to go under contract than most of the markets around it. The other part of this is the close to list price is at 98.5%, right in line with those 2018, 2019 numbers. It's feeling like fall in Superior. The market feels like fall. So that's what you can expect. If you're looking for a deal, right now is the time where you might be able to, quote unquote, get a deal in this marketplace. So if you can weather the interest rates, this is the time to go shop if you're a buyer. If you have any other questions, I'm Anthony with Land Title. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.